Alright guys, so a bit of an update on our testing and the procedure we're going through to do with the testing of these batteries. So, this turned up today. I bought this off Banggood a couple of weeks ago. Obviously the link will be in the description to buy one of these. It is a 185 watt tester. I like to keep it a little bit down of 180. I did kill my first one years ago. It's a little bit different to this. This has been updated a bit. But as you can see, we've got the cutoff voltage over there at 10 volts. We're measuring absolute total capacity. We're currently pulling 11.1 amps, 136 watts. We've got 114 watt hours or 9.2 amp hours. And with our 11.2 amp load, we're still sitting at a static 12.2 volts. Now, we tested this one. This one was one of the first ones I tested, because it was one of the lowest. Autofocus. Was one of the lowest in the pack, rated at 90 amp hour. Now, we got 847 watt hours out of it by the time we were done with our test, which is fairly respectable. This one over here we got a bit more out of. We got 939. That one's currently on the charger over here. Screen's really bright. And we are currently pushing 12.9 amps in. We're almost at 10 amp hours already. About 170 watts, as you can see there. So the other way we're testing is with the Victron here, out of this battery here. So this one was all done with the Victron. We're testing out of that one with the Victron now. We've been racking batteries through the supercharger and the multi-bay. I had to go out for about 5 hours today, so I had a heap of flat batteries and I just banged on the multi-bay and let that one run through, and that's what topped that off. The inverter's set to stop at 10.5. We've got 11.8 volts in that one. Done 13 amp hours, and we're pulling 5 amps, 160 watt hours. This one's going alright. This one also wasn't charged all the way up and rested. Over here, this looks daunting, I realise. What we've got going on over here is we've got this one, this one, this one, all linked together, and we've got to pull these leads back to link this one. These two are linked together currently. This is the only one we haven't put any charge into at all yet. So yeah, we've given these all a bit of a boost, but I will need to charge them all properly before we go to testing them. I left them on the charger for about 5 hours, and we only took in somewhere in the order of like 35 amp hours, so they weren't exactly flat, but these have laid dormant for quite a while, so I'm being cautious to be fairly gentle on the recovery. Like, you don't want to go and hit them with like a 20 amp charge or something silly like that. I will be bringing the antimatter charger over here shortly, and start working on this end of the battery bank. Just got to go and drag out a power supply and stuff. You see there, got phones and things, phones and lights running off the Milwaukee batteries to keep the Victron charging my batteries for me. And that one and the Victron to be discharging them, so we can start to paint a bit of a picture of what this pack's going to look like when they're all matched together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do our initial discharge. I'm going to do the current, the watt hours it took to recharge it, and then I'm going to discharge them again, and then charge them up before I take them over to Dad's place. So it's a bit of a process, I know, but I really want to match our cells together, and once we get a bit of a match, we'll know how many real world kilowatt hours we actually bought for our money, and yeah, hopefully we can get some serious kilowatts of kilowatt hours of power through these batteries over time. And yeah, we want to expand the system as soon as we can, and Dad wants a Victron 3000 or 5000 VA inverter, and if we get one of them, of course you guys will be the first to see the videos of it. I'll be very keen if we can get a 5000 VA, because the things we'll be able to run will be crazy. We're going a 24 volt system, which will give us about 600 amp hour. So theoretically there's 1200 amp hour at 12 volts here, and real amp hour, not advertised like cheap 4-wheel drive resellers advertise their 100 amp hour batteries and all those kinds of things, and 150s that never actually are. Anyway, finished charging the 12 volt, moved over to the 18 volt battery now. When we're running the 18s, we're doing about 160 watts, which is nice because it pulls a little bit more out of the pack, and yeah. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Basically, I'll come back with the next part of this video. We should have some discharge numbers on a lot more cells. Hopefully, I might run a battery charger or something off the Victron to run a bit more out of this one a bit quicker. See if we can't get a number on that before I go inside tonight. We need to recharge that one to do a second test on it. We also need to charge the end one because we haven't touched that at all yet. So yeah, bit to do. Currently charging these two, ready for the next test after that one. It can come over here, and they're chilling at 13.8 volts and 1.2 amps. So we're just going to let that just like do a bit of a trickle for a while. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is the 1200 amp hour battery pack that we're going to take to Dad's. And once we've taken these over, we will be removing. So there's a 48 volt bank of 2 volt cells, and then there's another 36 volts worth of 2 volt cells. So there's 24 in the bank that's connected currently and getting used, which we'll be pulling out. And then there's another 36 volt bank. So there's another 18 there that's currently not getting used. And we might see if we can't make a quick and dirty battery to run stuff in the workshop at the new house when I bring the containers in, and just use them until they're absolutely dead, just for lights or something. They're not powerful enough to run Dad's current inverter setup, as he's running a big old UPS that's 3000 VA, which was featured on my channel earlier. I gave him a couple of those, and yeah, they're just not keeping up. Great when the sun's out, but they fall over quite quickly just because it's been 48 volt, one weak link in the chain. They fall over very quick, and they're too hard to maintain and work with in the small space he's got them set up in. Whereas these maintenance frees will be maintenance free. Thanks for watching. New video coming soon. Catch you on the next one.